A lot of you have been asking me, what's the secret to becoming a great salesperson? And not just the basic stuff, how to prepare, how to pitch, follow up, and close, but the subtle changes in the sales process that make the difference between being good and being great. From all the videos I've made, I've selected and compiled the top 6 tips that can turn you into a sales superstar. Enjoy. Getting yourself in the right headspace to give a really great demo. The mindset for selling is that you are not selling. You're communicating value to your prospect or customer about a product that you really believe is going to help them and make their lives better. If you approach your demo from that mindset and that headspace, it'll go a lot better and come across much more authentically. Imagine yourself going on just the best vacation in the world. Maybe it was a trip to Hawaii, and you want to tell your friend from work, you want to communicate to them how awesome this trip was. Imagine how you would talk about that vacation. The tone in your voice when you're telling a story like that you really believe in is so authentic, and it makes you communicate in a different way. And when you're selling your product or service, it's similar, right? Like, you know how valuable it is, and you've seen 100 other customers that you sold it to benefit and get the value from the product or service that you sell. Getting them to see business value, a lot of reps are really good at talking about their features, and that's kind of where they get stuck. The step after that is to get them to understand our product does blank. That's the feature, which allows you to do blank. That's the benefit. And that means blank in terms of real business value. And getting them to see and believe that value chain and connect those dots is really what you're doing in a sale. Because if they believe they're going to get this business value and it's worth this much to them, and that's worth way more than what the thing costs, then this is a no-brainer decision for them, and you'll get action out of them. How would I do this? As many of you know, my day job is that I'm CEO of Badger Maps. We make an app for field salespeople. The thing that we do is we optimize a field salesperson's route when they're in the field and help them build a schedule. So the feature, I would say, the Badger Map has the ability to optimize your route and help you build a schedule for your day. The benefit is they save time in the planning, and now that they're driving a better route, they end up driving fewer miles and seeing more customers. So what is the business value of that? I would ask the prospect, what is your sales rep's time really worth? And how much more would your sales rep sell with 2 more meetings every single day? If that business value is worth a lot more than the product that you're selling, then half of your sales job is done. People hate losing things. You always want to position things as a loss as opposed to a potential gain. And this is because studies show that for some reason people hate losing things, but they aren't as bothered by giving up potential gains. You need to show the return in cash that they will lose if they don't buy your product. Don't wait for your prospects to raise objections. Keep in mind that once a prospect has taken a stand and made an objection, it's an uphill battle to make them change their stance because you're already in an argumentative frame in your interaction. Raise it first and deal with it, and that way you own the objection, so it's easier to overcome. It shows that you understand your prospect. The prospect is saying in their minds, he understands. I was going to raise this objection anyway. I was concerned about the price, and he just brought it up. Which is it? The next time your prospect tells you, let me think about it, gauge their interest. You push back on the objection gently and say in a measured way, Mr. Prospect, when someone tells me that they have to think about it, they're telling me that for one of 2 reasons. 1, they're not interested in us. 2, that they are interested but not sure. Which is it? By asking, which is it? You put your prospect in a position where they feel they need to answer this question because it's a reasonable one. If they say, I'm not interested, honestly, well, then you're done and you're not going to get a deal here. But most people, they'll reply by saying, well, Steve, I'm interested, but I'm just not sure. Which means that you missed something during your presentation or in the sales process at some point. You didn't demonstrate enough value. You either didn't address a key issue or you didn't tackle an objection sufficiently. So now I'm going to give you one of the best kept secrets, something to say during your sales meeting that will help you get a response out of your prospect and keep your prospect engaged throughout the sales cycle. During the meeting, I like to say something like, Mr. Prospect, what is the best way for us to keep in touch on this? I'm guessing you get like 200 or 300 emails a day like I do. Is email the best way for us to keep in contact, or is there something else that I can do? Is there a special thing I can put in the subject line to make sure my emails will stand out here? So did you see what was in there? By asking permission to follow up and asking the prospect what works best for them, you lower your odds of being an annoyance, and most importantly, you hear right from the horse's mouth what's the best way, the most effective way to reach them. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you've seen, please share and subscribe, and happy selling, everybody.